Hey guys, alright, so it's time to do a first follow-up on my leather finishes test. So the first video I put up around April 23rd, so it's now about, what is it, October 10th, 2013, so 12th, something like that, I don't know. Anyway, so just shy of 6 months, these leather swatches have been sitting outside here on my deck, exposed to rain and mostly this time of year, and where I am, just sun and heat. It's been a hot summer, up to 115. I've had these out and mostly over there, sitting in the direct sunlight all summer. So it's been, and some rain on them and that kind of thing, so it's been pretty rough. You can see already that all this leather is aged nicely. It's got kind of a nice patina on it and that sort of thing. But you can also see there's been some effects and some differences from one to another, right? So just a quick rundown again. This was plain leather, no treatment at all. And you can see how it's dried up, kind of curled. It's somewhat stiff, pretty stiff. So that's been our test, like kind of our control in this experiment here. So that's what plain leather looks like if you leave it out all summer and leave it out in the rain. That's what it's going to turn into. So then, sorry, it's kind of windy out here today. Going down the line, this is dyed leather with just dye, nothing else, and pretty similar results to the plain leather. It's about the same dryness and everything else. Third one is just Neetsfoot oil. So this is just oiled leather, and it's nice and flexible. It hasn't curled up at all. It hasn't dried out. So obviously, to me, oiling is a thing to do. So these two are tan coat. The next two are Resoline. And these two were sno-seal, and these last two are beeswax. Where I melted the beeswax and treated. And so with all of these, starting here with tan coat, 4 and 5, remember that the first one was just the tan coat, and the next one was tan coat, but it was pre-treated with Neetsfoot oil. And that's the same amount down the line. The first one is just the finish. Second one is the Neetsfoot oil, then the finish over it. So tan coat, it's kind of rough. It's really not much different than the untreated. It's almost identical, maybe even a little stiffer, just because of the residual finish on there. It dries pretty hard. And let me move this paper here. It's starting to bug me. Slide it underneath there. So yeah, tan coat, it's kind of harsh. So the tan coat with the Neetsfoot oil, it's obviously in better shape. Very much like the just plain Neetsfoot oil one. It is stiffer because of the tan coat dries stiff. So it's pretty stiff as a board. It doesn't curl nicely like this one. That's a function of the way the finish dries. So if you're finishing something that you want to be stiff, tan coat might be an option for you. So it seems like the finish itself held up. It's just not suitable by itself for protecting the leather from weather. So something to keep in mind. So oil at least. Next one was Resoline. There's Resoline and Neetsfoot, and then Resoline over the top. These both look pretty good. We don't have the curling issues. Resoline, again, like tan coat, it's stiffer than plain oil. But again, it's a function of the finish, I believe. It's not dried out like this so much. It's more, the oil, at least in this one, keeps it nice. This one didn't curl up or anything. It's a little stiffer for sure, so it's dried out more, which is to be expected. And oh, to mention, some of the staples left rusted a little bit and left a little staining up there, so just ignore the top parts as far as how it all turned out. So Resoline, not too bad, not too bad. But again, you know, oil seems to do the trick. Sno-seal is number 8 and number 9. So here we go. Sno-seal by itself. Neetsfoot oil, then Sno-seal. Sno-seal is kind of a boot waterproofing product. Provides, you put it on and rub it in. What I do is I rub some on there, and then I take a hair dryer and warm it up and allow it to soak into the leather. You can see just a little bit of curling, just a little. But what I do like is that the leather is still very flexible and pliable. It's it doesn't feel dried out, except maybe right here at the very end just a little bit. But you can see it's pliable. It's not stiff as a board like some of these down here. So as a finish, in and of itself, it's more flexible than the Resoline and the tan coat for sure. And as we'll see, than the beeswax also. Then with the oil treatment, the oil treatment before waxing or snow sealing, this is really nice. It's very flexible still. It still feels like almost the day I put it out here. As far as pliability goes, the finish is still good. It looks pretty protected. I'm curious to try. I'll shut down the camera a minute. I'll get some water and we'll see which of these are still kind of waterproof. Because some of the point of these is to, you know, on your knife sheaths and that sort of thing, if you're going to be out and you live in an area where you're going to be out in rainy season, that kind of thing, some waterproofing is nice, or weather protection. Okay, lastly, beeswax. Both of them are curled up pretty good, which I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. That's pretty stiff and dried out. Partly the wax in there stiffens things up a little bit, but it's stiffer now than when I put it out here, I think. And I'm just really shocked that it didn't fare better than that. And even with the oiled one, it's stiff, and it's just not nearly as nice as the Sno-seal one for sure, and some of these others, especially the Resoline and the Sno-seal, both turned out really nice. You can see the Resoline's a little glossier. This is a little more rustic. Again, some of these stains up here are the staples rusted and discolored the leather, so ignore the top part. All of them did better if you put Neetsfoot oil first. It's just, there's no doubt about it. You can see clearly Neetsfoot oil, Neetsfoot oil, Neetsfoot, Neetsfoot, and Neetsfoot. It improved it across the board. So that's something, I was already doing that, but it just reaffirmed in my mind that's the thing to do, is to oil your leather first before you put your final finish on. So stain, Neetsfoot oil, and then your final finish, whatever you end up choosing. And of course I don't have all of them here, so you still may have things you like, and you're welcome to it if it's working for you. But I just thought this would be fun. So I'm going to shut off the camera real quick. I'll be right back with some water. We'll see which one of these things still is some waterproofing to it, or water resistance. Be right back. Alright, part 2, we'll check the water resistance here. I wish that guy with the leaf blower would shut up. Anyway, plain leather. Just dyed. Neetsfoot oil. Alright. Obviously soaking in on these two. Neetsfoot oil like it with my shirt. Just a wee bit of soaking in. Nothing much though. I still wouldn't use it just by itself. There's some soaking in. These two obviously, but we knew that would happen. Alright, tan coat, with and without oil. We'll just go down the board here. Resoline, sno-seal, beeswax, alright, tan coat, I can see already. I don't know if you can see that on here. There's some dark spots. Yeah, you can kind of see that, can't you? Where maybe the finish cracked because it dries kind of on the surface. I think it's kind of an acrylic finish, if I remember right. So maybe where it cracked, it's soaking through. Doesn't appear to be a whole lot of issues. Sorry about the camera thing. Let's do this in the sun, yeah? My daughter's recycling for a band trip. So there's those two, obviously it's soaked in good. Neetsfoot oil one, not too bad. Tan coat, getting a little soakage there. The tan coat with oil seems to be doing the trick. Alright, next one. Alright, here we go. Spill that water off. So those look all pretty decent. So what was the first one again? Resoline, right? Sorry for flinging the camera around. Alright, so Resoline, that's right. So maybe on that first one, on the left without the Neetsfoot oil, there might be a little seepage through. But I'm actually pretty impressed with most of these because it seems that the water resistance actually got a little bit better with age out here. It's strange. The sno-seal is fantastic. You can see it's still beaded up there where it hasn't come off. It's just all beading. So the sno-seal is good. The beeswax is dry too, that's not a surprise either. So I think the sno-seal and beeswax have them all beat. Because I can see on all the rest of these where it's just water slowly getting through. The tan coat's getting even darker now. Especially the one without the oil. And the Resoline, the non-oiled one, is getting looks like some got in there. A little bit darker. But these two are definitely beating good. So for my money, sno-seal with the Neetsfoot oil so far, after about almost 6 months, has survived weeks with temperatures above 110 in the sun all day, every day, outside 24 hours, and rain, being out in the rain and that sort of thing. I'm declaring at this point sno-seal the winner. I'm going to leave these out here. This is what I've been doing with them, is just putting them out here where it gets the sun all day, every day. And we'll follow up again later on and see. Give it a few more months. The fall's coming. We'll have a rainy season coming up here in California, and we'll see what happens. So very interesting. Some did a little bit better than I thought, especially one with the Neetsfoot oil and no finish at all on it. Almost fared better than the other finishes without Neetsfoot oil, so it seems like the oil is definitely a huge deal. So, alright guys, hope that helps even some way, helps me a little bit. So at this point I kind of know what I'm sticking with, and it's I've kind of always thought that the Resoline and the Neetsfoot oil were my favorites, and it's kind of what I've been using, and I'm just going to stick with that for now. But leave comments below, or you know, send me a message or whatever, and you know, if you have some good recipes of your own that you like to use, put them up. So alright, talk to you guys later. Thanks.